You were talking about your board, because there's a lot of people that still don't know a lot about street luge. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, my street luge weighs approximately, I think, 9 kilos, about 18 pounds.
Oh, there is it.
And
the beast.
My board has 4 wheels and 2 trucks. Four wheels in the front, 2 in the back. We have 4 in the front for grip and traction because that's where most of our weight is. So my truck width is about 140 millimeters wide, which is very narrow for a luge because we can't go really narrow like the skaters can because we have a drop through here, so we would get channel bite on here. But my board made out of carbon fiber. I also, in Turkey, I used my aluminum pan because I knew it would be faster. I would need a bit heavier board to go through there, a bit more robust. So here I knew having a lighter board would be a big, maybe not advantage, but a big, it would be vital because getting off the start in first is very hard to pass here. Also going through those narrow corners with the bumps, it's very much easier to control with a lighter carbon board. And honestly, if I had my aluminum board with my crash or almost crash I don't think I would have made it. So if something goes wrong, carbon is the way to go.
Carbon is the way to go. Like, is this custom made, or like how, if people want to get into street luge, how can you find a board like that?
Well, if you go on the internet and search, there's very few manufacturers. There's no big manufacturers making them. There's a few. The Rogers brothers. Will makes his own boards. Dangerous Decks. Andy Spate from the UK. He makes his own boards.
Who made this board?
My board is from a guy named Maurizio from Italy, DPM course. He makes both aluminum and carbon boards and very reasonably priced. And he's one of my primary sponsors, and he makes excellent, well-made boards. And I recommend, if you want to get into the sport, maybe check some forums on Facebook or Instagram and just get somebody to lend you a board, because we're very willing to lend out our old equipment to get going, because it can be very expensive to get started, but we're all street luges are willing to lend out their stuff to try it out.
But what we really need to do is try and get the amazing net that is the WDSC of getting the sport out there. We want to try and catch those people, put them into a funnel or into a process where we can get them into taster days and trying out the sport, and then going up to do some free rides or small local level events, and then eventually start qualifying for the WDSC. And so we really want to try and convert those spectators at home to top flight racers, and we need to really get that conveyor belt system going.
So the big issue is, if you wanted to do it today, where do you do it?
Yeah.
And there's actually 2 questions. How do you get a board? That's what Kolby just kind of went through. Getting a skateboard is a little bit easier. Almost any skateboard shop can help you. They may not always know what a longboard is, but they can generally help you. A luge is about half the lugers build their own boards. I built my own board. Will actually, he built some boards. But like Kolby said, it's there's a handful of manufacturers, but this is not something you can get the Sears catalog out and buy a board. So that's a step one, is getting the equipment. But then where do you go? If you're into skiing, you go out to a ski resort. If you're in biking, you get a bike and you go out on the road. Well, unfortunately, that's what we also do. We find a road. Most of the riders will try to find a road that doesn't have much traffic on it and ride the open roads, and that's not really ideal. Unfortunately, around the world, we don't have any dedicated tracks. We've had a few places where people have tried, but it's never been successful. What we do is we have these free rides around the world. They're kind of like a race, just without the race component. So we close the road, we'll have paramedics, we'll put safety on the hill to make it safer, and you'll get other riders you could ride with. I just came from a free ride last weekend where there was actually an academy going on to train people. So that was an addition to that free ride. But that's really what we need to build up. We need to build this concept of once I buy the gear, how do I learn how to do it? Where do I ride? And that's difficult because we have so few people getting into it.